Is your engine misfiring, idling rough, or guzzling more fuel than usual? If you've noticed that something feels off every time you start your vehicle or sit at a stoplight, you're not alone. These symptoms can be frustrating, worrying, and costly if left unchecked. But what if the solution lies in a component smaller than your thumb, hiding quietly under the hood? Spark plugs may seem insignificant compared to the rest of your vehicle, but their role in engine performance is huge. In the next few minutes, we'll break down everything you need to know about spark plugs, what they do, the telltale signs of trouble, how to check and replace them, and practical tips to ensure your engine runs smoothly for miles to come. By understanding and caring for these simple parts, you'll not only save on unnecessary repairs and fuel costs, but also reclaim that satisfying purr from your engine. Let's get started on this essential DIY journey for every car owner. Every drive you take springs to life because of a tiny but powerful event: ignition. Inside each cylinder of your engine, a carefully measured mixture of air and fuel is waiting to ignite. The job of the spark plug is to deliver a precise, high-voltage jolt right into the heart of that mixture. With each turn of your key, your spark plugs generate a controlled electric spark, instantly lighting the air-fuel combination inside your engine's combustion chamber. This controlled explosion pushes the piston down, turning fuel into motion, propelling you on your way. But what happens if your spark plug can no longer produce a proper spark? Even slight wear or buildup can drastically affect performance in today's advanced multi-cylinder engines. It only takes one faulty plug out of 4, 6, or even 8 to tip the balance, resulting in rough engine operation and uneven power delivery. When spark plugs begin to fail, the results ripple through your vehicle. Fuel may not burn as efficiently, leading to wasted gas and higher emissions, while misfires and incomplete combustion rob your engine of its potential power. If left unchecked, the humble spark plug can quietly undermine your car's fuel economy, reliability, and overall performance. How do you know when it's time to take a closer look under your hood? Pay attention to several key symptoms. The most obvious is often the appearance of the dreaded check engine light on your dashboard. While this warning can have many causes, failing spark plugs are a frequent culprit. If you're having trouble starting your vehicle, especially on cold mornings, worn plugs may be struggling to ignite the fuel mixture. Once the engine is running, a shaky or rough idle, where the engine seems to vibrate or rumble more than usual, is another red flag. Keep an eye on how many miles you're getting per tank. If your fuel mileage drops noticeably, the spark plugs could be to blame. A decrease in engine power, sluggish acceleration, or a feeling that the car is hesitating when you press the gas pedal are additional signals. Intermittent chattering, popping, or misfiring noises from the engine can further indicate spark issues. While modern spark plugs can last anywhere from 30,000 to 100,000 miles depending on their type and your driving habits, routine checks are recommended. Not only can this catch problems early, but regular inspections will also keep your engine running at its best. Now, if you're ready to tackle spark plug maintenance yourself, you'll want a few basic tools for a smooth experience. Here's what you'll need: a spark plug socket attached to a ratchet, a torque wrench for proper tightening, and in some cases, an extension bar to reach plugs deep within the engine bay. To verify and set the correct gap, the precise distance between the center and ground electrodes, a spark plug gap gauge is essential. For peace of mind and easier future removal, having a small amount of anti-seize compound can help, though some spark plug manufacturers apply anti-seize at the factory or recommend abstaining from its use. Don't forget gloves to protect your hands, and a can of compressed air to keep debris away from the cylinder head. Above all, always ensure your engine is completely cool before starting work. This not only protects your hands from burns, but also minimizes the risk of damaging the threads in your engine block. If you're not sure where your spark plugs are located, consult your vehicle's manual. Some engines can be tricky, especially those with tightly packed engine compartments. Checking a spark plug is a straightforward process, but requires attention to detail for best results. Start by carefully removing the ignition coil or spark plug wire. These simply pull or unbolt away, depending on your vehicle's design. With the correct spark plug socket and extension, ease out the old plug by turning counterclockwise. Once removed, take a close look at the plug's tip. A healthy spark plug should have light tan or grayish deposits and minimal electrode wear. This means combustion is occurring as it should. If the tip is coated with dry, sooty black carbon, your fuel mixture may be running too rich, meaning too much fuel, or perhaps a dirty air filter is choking off oxygen. White, chalky residue often points to the opposite: a lean mix or the engine running too hot, possibly because of vacuum leaks or cooling issues. If you see oily deposits, more serious issues like bad valve seals or worn piston rings may be allowing engine oil to reach the combustion chamber. Also, inspect the electrode itself, the tiny metal piece where sparks jump. As spark plugs wear, the electrode gradually erodes, increasing the gap distance and weakening spark intensity. Use your gap gauge to check the exact measurement against your vehicle manufacturer's specification. Too wide or too narrow, and combustion won't be as efficient. If the gap can't be adjusted because the electrode is too far gone, replacement is required. So, when is it finally time to swap in a new spark plug? If you find heavily worn, eroded electrodes, gaps far from specification, or visible damage, such as cracked insulators or severe fouling, it's best to replace all the spark plugs at the same time. Mixing old and new can cause uneven performance, especially in modern engines designed for close balance between cylinders. When installing new plugs, always confirm that their gap matches your car's requirements. Adjust as necessary with your gap gauge, taking care not to damage the fragile electrode. If your manufacturer recommends anti-seize, dab a small amount on the threads to prevent sticking. If not, skip this step, as many modern plugs feature protective coatings. Begin threading the new spark plug in by hand. This is crucial to avoid cross-threading the cylinder head, a costly mistake. Once snug, use your torque wrench to tighten each plug to the specified setting. Over-tightening can crack the porcelain insulator or strip the threads, while under-tightening can cause misfires and difficult removal later. Don't forget to reconnect your ignition wires or coils, making sure each goes back to its original position for correct firing order. Want your new spark plugs to live a long and happy life? Start with quality. Iridium and platinum spark plugs offer increased longevity compared to standard copper types, often going double or triple the distance between replacements. Routine maintenance also pays dividends. Keep your engine's fuel and air filters clean, as dirt and clogging can cause incorrect fuel mixtures and speed up plug wear. Always use the fuel type recommended by your manufacturer. Lower-grade fuels can leave damaging deposits over time. Pay attention to your ignition system as a whole. Healthy coils and wires ensure that sparks reach their destination with full force. To avoid unnecessary carbon buildup, try to limit extended idling and very short trips. These conditions often prevent your spark plugs from reaching optimal operating temperatures and burning off carbon. It's just as important to know what to avoid to keep things running smoothly. Never over-tighten or under-tighten a spark plug. Follow the torque specs exactly. Don't skip checking and adjusting the gap. Even if the new plugs claim to be pre-gapped, shipping can jostle them out of alignment. Avoid the mistake of replacing only one or two plugs. Mixing old and new disrupts engine balance. Make certain you've chosen the correct plug type and heat range for your specific engine. Using the wrong kind can cause severe engine damage over time. For older vehicles with traditional spark plug wires, label each wire before removal so you don't mix up the firing order on reinstallation. This avoids a frustrating and potentially engine-damaging mistake. To sum it all up, spark plugs are small, but their effect is mighty. Keeping them in good condition is one of the simplest, most effective ways to protect your engine's performance, fuel economy, and reliability. If your car is showing any signs discussed, hard starts, rough idle, warning lights, sluggishness, or poor mileage, it's time to check your plugs. With the right preparation and careful attention, changing your spark plugs is a manageable task you can do at home. Have you ever ignored your spark plugs only to be surprised by costly repairs or breakdowns? Join the conversation below and share your experience. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on practical, money-saving car tips like this. Remember, your engine may not speak in words, but it always has a message. Listen to the spark.